Sullivan East High School is what we're talking about here on Patriot Focus today on 790 The Fan. Great to have you with us this evening. Alongside me is Andy Hare, the principal of Sullivan East High School. Hello, Andy.
Hello, Mike. How are you doing today?
I am well. Happy to be here. Happy to be on another episode of Patriot Focus. A lot to cover over the course of the next hour.
As always, man, it's the Patriot Nation, and there's always something cool happening here. And I'm excited to have these conversations today with the awesome folks that are here joining us in studio.
And we have actually somebody that I don't think we have talked to on the air, or at least we haven't as if I've been there yet in our 4 years plus a football season of being on the air. I don't think we've had her on the air yet, believe it or not.
No.
So we're
kind of a big, important person in the Patriot Nation.
Yeah.
All of them are. But, I'm excited to get to all of them.
And we've got one of the people that makes things go. You've got a handful of people whenever there's an event at East that are everywhere, and you can generally guarantee you can see them at every game. And we're going to have both of them in here in a little while, so that's going to be a lot of fun to just talk about how you run an athletic department at a high school.
It is amazing you've never had them on the show.
I know it.
Well, that's ending today. And we just got lucky, and there was nothing happening for her tonight, so this is good.
Yeah, so we're gonna bring you that in a little while. We're gonna talk about the middle school a little bit.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that too, because it is such a equal partner in the Patriot Nation as East High, as East Middle. I mean, we can't have one without the other. And I think we have a great partnership there. They have done an amazing job blending in the communities into one school and transforming them into being Patriots. They're the first ones to do that now.
Yeah.
We didn't get to do that until they were freshmen. Well, it starts in the 6th grade now, and they do a wonderful job with it. And they do a lot of things that partner with us at the high school to make that transition a lot more seamless. And I'm excited to talk with Dr. Nelson about all that and all the things that they've been doing and what they got coming up. So that's going to be exciting when we get into that as well. And also we've got greatness in the room, and a couple people that are just incredibly great, and one is our Teacher of the Year. She's also known as Senora McVeigh. She's Spanish teacher, world language teacher at Sullivan East, so she's going to be here to talk with us. And we also have Emily Jacobs here. Emily, let me tell you, you talking about a fire plug, she is it, and she is always fired on all cylinders. She is passionate, she's committed, she's dedicated, and when she puts her mind to something, nothing's going to keep her from achieving her goals and dreams. So I can't wait to have those conversations with her as well.
So that's what's coming up this hour here on Patriot Focus. Over the course of the next 4 minutes or so, we get to talk about things that are going on at East, and the winter sports have started yesterday for basketball. Interesting results on the basketball floor for both teams yesterday. Just getting started in basketball season.
Yeah, I know. It's here. I had to remind kids today and people and coaches, and it was game one.
Yeah.
Game one. We're not in mid-February right now.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We're fine. But there were a lot of positives on the court the other night. But, yeah, that's here. Swimming's been going on for a couple weeks. Wrestling did something cool that we get to have in our building on December 16th, and that is an in-school wrestling match, not wrestling, but wrestling, with Westridge. And so our kids went over there in our first ever team duel match, meaning we had enough for a team.
Nice.
We won 42-12. So that was a historical win. We've had girl wrestlers for years, and, I mean, Allison Davis was a 3-time state champion. We've had some. Her sister Sonoma was amazing. We've had some phenomenal wrestlers individually, and we've had 4 or 5. But now we have a full team with the full weight classes covered, and they did amazing. Of the 6 boys that did wrestle, 5 of them won by pinfall. So they're tough. They're good. I'm excited to watch how well they do this year. You know, those sports kind of get overlooked, but they shouldn't be. Now, let me rephrase that. They get overlooked in other places. They don't at East. When you come to a home wrestling match, there's a great crowd there. And there's a reason for that, because it's exciting.
Yeah.
If you've never been, you need to come watch a wrestling match. It's intense. It's exciting. The sportsmanship's amazing because here you've got two people going at it. They're fighting. I mean, it looks awful. It looks painful, and it is. But afterwards, they shake hands, they embrace, and they go to the other sideline and embrace the coach because they all know the sacrifice they put in to make it happen.
Yeah.
So I really respect what they do. They're tough, and they're amazing. They're good kids. They work hard. It's fun to watch them go. They have a tremendous amount of sacrifice they put in to making it work. So that's happened. We've had a lot happen at school. Got a lot coming up. Guess what next week is?
Thanksgiving.
Yes!
How many days do y'all get off for Thanksgiving now?
3.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yep.
We're excited about Thanksgiving, but we also are going to get recognized by Woodman Life for us winning, and this is a Patriot Nation award. It's not just East High School. The America Is Video Contests award. And this was a national contest, and they liked ours the best. You all voted for that. That was a big factor in them selecting Sullivan East as the winner, and it's fantastic, and we get $2,500 and some special recognition that is well-deserved for our community.
That is good stuff.
Fantastic stuff, yeah.
And you think it's just a high school over there on Weaver Pike, but there's so much that's going on a regular basis and stuff that's being added, too.
We are interviewing today for the audio-video production and broadcasting program that starts next semester. And there's a big reason for that is the work by people like our partners, like you guys. Where people hear what's happening and they see what's happening. They see the investment and they see these products that we're putting out there without this program. And they're like, holy cow, we need to get this there. And so we're excited about the future there.
Yeah, and no, I'm not applying for that, by the way. I'll be happy to help at least.
Well, I know you all will. I don't think you realize it, but you've already said yes. But, yeah, thank you.
Why am I not surprised? That's Andy Hare. He's the principal at Sullivan East High School. We have a lot more to come here on 790 The Fan, so stay tuned. Back here on Patriot Focus, here on 790 The Fan, as we talk about all things Sullivan East High School. And for the most part, this is a show about the academics at East High School. And that is where Principal Andy Hare is going to take over the conversation.
Mike, thank you so much, and I am so honored to get to talk to Mary McVeigh. Mary, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. We're so blessed to have you. And talk to us a little bit about where you came from. How did we get you?
Well, I'm not originally from Tri-Cities, but I grew up in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I'm, I guess what you call a military brat. My dad was in the Navy, and he met my mom when he was stationed in Spain, and they retired back in the United States. So I grew up in Virginia Beach and went to school in Virginia, and that's where I met my husband, and he was from Bristol, Virginia. So that's what brought me to this area.
That's so cool. And so you said your mother is from Spain.
Yes, my mother is from a place called Torrevieja. It's on the East Coast. It's in the province of Valencia. And all my family still lives over there. And we still have a home over there that we go to during the summers. Even though I'm Spanish, I'm a U.S. citizen, and I studied it in college. Mm-hmm. I love learning and I love teaching, and I wanted to pursue a degree in modern foreign languages.
And you do an amazing job at that, too. You know, last year when we allow the exchange students to get to enjoy every experience they can of being in the United States, and we let them participate in graduation, and we let you announce their names.
Yes.
Because you can say their names so well, so eloquently, and people like myself and Mr. James, and we're not as eloquent as you are with that, but you did an amazing job.
Well, thank you very much. Well, I mean, when you learn the vowels and you learn the consonants and you have a good foundation, that's what's key. So you could do it too. And Mr. James could do it too. You just might need to sit in on a couple classes first.
Well, you know what? That may be something I can do in my next chapter in life. That might be something cool to do. Did you teach anywhere before you came to Sullivan East?
I did. So I graduated from James Madison University in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Go Dukes. And then I moved back to Virginia Beach for a while, and I taught at a school called Ocean Lakes High School. And I taught there for 4 years while my husband was in law school. And when he graduated from law school, knew we wanted to be closer to family. Since I was a military kid, I never grew up with any of my family around. So we moved back to Tri-Cities so that we could start a family and they could have their mamas and their papas and their aunts and uncles and cousins on a daily and weekly basis. So it's been great.
That is so cool. My mother-in-law was a military brat, too, and when she got married, and my father-in-law was in the military as well, she's like, we are staying in one spot whenever we have children, and that's what she's done, and because she wanted those lifelong friends for her children, and I can relate to that from hearing her conversations and stories, and I know your children appreciate that as well.
They do. They like it a lot. Back then you didn't have Facebook or FaceTime or things like that. So it wasn't just the military member that sacrificed a lot for the country. It was their spouse and their children.
I thought that was great at our Veterans Day program that Colonel Harvey talked about that when he was talking about paying respect to the veterans. But he said, let's talk about the spouses and the children because they're doing it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what's really nice here is that we have a great community of people that have stayed in the area. They've gone to East High School. Their children have gone to East High School. Their grandparents have gone to East High School. And it's a nice legacy.
Yes.
And that is something that doesn't happen.
One thing I love about it is the fact that you have children there who went to the same school that their grandparents went to. I think that's just so cool to see that. That is special about our community. One of the things that's been great about you there is that you came right in, Mary, like you had been there your whole life. How has that transition been for you?
School has always been my home. It's a place where I felt safe. I could learn. I could reach out to different people that were mentors to me. And I think when I went into teaching, it was just a natural transition. Mm-hmm. I like being at school. I like going to work every day. I like helping students. I like helping my coworkers. I want to be there. And I think that's part of it.
And you've done that, and you all have created a family in your department with the other world language teachers. And you all developed an amazing club with the World Language Club and the Patriots Abroad program. Talk to us a little bit about the Patriots Abroad program and our World Language Club and what you do there and what it provides our students.
So I say we're a tiny but mighty department. It consists of myself, Mr. Matt Harrison, and Mr. Chris Broadhead. And we have a World Language Club that meets once a month after school, and usually we try to bring in a guest speaker that can speak about a place that they've traveled to or somewhere they're from, and usually we ask them to prepare some type of snack or drink, something that they could bring in to share with our students. And we've had people come in from Africa and play the drums for our students. We've had some of our exchange students prepare food and share a cake with our students. Not all of our students can travel abroad, so anytime that we can bring someone into East, we can teach them about the larger community that they're a part of. Patriots Abroad program is a group that Mr. Harrison and I started, and now Mr. Broadhead's a part of, that while it's not sponsored by Sullivan County Schools, our goal is to be able to take students abroad during the summer. And what's really nice is that Patriots Abroad works with East High School and tries to promote different community events for our students, whether it's a movie night. We host a winter formal where students purchase tickets and they get to hang out with their friends in the dark winter months and have a bright event to go to, while helping their classmates fund their trip to study abroad. So having our exchange students brings the larger community to our school, and then doing the Patriots Abroad helps us be able to take our students into the larger community.
How many people went last year?
50. It was a lot. Last summer, we did a capitals tour. We went to Madrid, Spain. We went to Paris, France, and then we went to Rome, Italy. The previous summer, we traveled to the Dominican Republic, and we visited an amber museum. We did some different cultural things. We took a dance class. We learned how to cook some different things. The World Language Department has an Instagram page because we're trying to have a presence in our students' lives. It's kind of a trick. We get them excited about learning outside of the classroom, and they don't even realize it. And we'll try to do FaceTime lives, and we can see how many students join, and we're like, they're learning, and they don't even know it.
Yeah.
I think my most favorite trip that we went to is when we went to Costa Rica. Mm-hmm. That was an amazing country. I had never been there before, so it was a first for me as well. And it was just amazing to see on all the trips, the students embracing the culture of the different places, realizing what's great about our home, and just exploring new things.
Well, I think it's easy to see how this young lady was named Teacher of the Year at Sullivan East High School. But we have great teachers, great staff at our school. I'm very thankful for them, and it's very well deserved that you received this honor. What does that mean to you, Mary?
It's special that it came from my peers, people that teach, love what they do, I would say generally, and they really want to connect with people. Being Teacher of the Year does mean a lot. I do put a lot of hours in. I do put a little time. I'm very intentional with my time because when you think about what do you have in life, that's what everyone has is time. So the things you care about is where you spend your time. I spend a lot of time at school because I really care about growing responsible, capable, amazing global citizens.
Mary McVeigh, thank you so much. What an honor it is to get to work with you, and what a blessing you are to Sullivan East High School.
Thank you so much. Go Patriots.
You're listening to Patriot Focus on 790 The Fan. We have much more coming up, so stay tuned. Patriot Focus here on 790 The Fan, where we usually focus on Sullivan East High School. However, we're going to go talk about Sullivan East Middle School, and the principals are here to talk about that. Andy, go ahead.
We're excited to have Dr. Sherry Nelson with us today. Dr. Nelson, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Hare. I'm excited to talk with you today, and normally we're partnering together with various things, so this is a new experience for us.
Yeah, isn't it great? And you know what? We're so blessed to have these resources in the Patriot Nation, and I've always said, let's blast it out from the top of South Holston Mountain and just let the whole world know what's going on here. And this is a way we get to do that in a way.
A lot of neat things going on at both of our schools, and we get to do a lot of great opportunities together every week that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah, I know. And it's fun being right next door to each other and getting to work with each other, and different classes get to go down and work with your classes, and your classes get to come up to us. And so that by the time they're in high school, they're pretty familiar with what's getting ready to happen.
They are. In fact, last week, part of your school came to our school, and we had something called EPSO Week. EPSO stands for Early Post-Secondary Opportunities. Mr. James, who works with CTE, I believe, brought the Ballad Health Mobile down to our school. Our students got to experience what health science is, and the Ballad Academy looks like at the high school, and our students got to visit the Ballad Health Mobile and talk about health sciences careers that are offered at the high school, and hopefully some of those things can be brought down to the middle school in the coming year. We have a new addition to our school, and we're hoping to study some of that even beginning in January with some new classes that are going to be offered pretty soon.
They put a new addition on there. What was that for?
Well, my theory is if you build it, they will come.
Oh, I like that.
We have a new STEM lab addition. Margaret Trent is our robotics instructor, and we had an Innovation STEM Models grant that came from the State Department, and we were going to add on to the school. And when we looked into ways that we could add on to the school, I was talking to some of our board members, and I said, for what you're planning on doing, we could just add on to the end of the school for not much more money. And they went to the drawing board and they said, you're right. So instead of adding on a single classroom STEM lab, they added on 4 new classrooms. So that's what we did last year. And on the top floor, we have a brand new robotics STEM lab. And on the bottom floor, we have this beautiful weight room that we partnered with a community donor through the Impact Center, and we have this new space, and we couldn't figure out what are we going to name this space. And the kids were saying, well, we could do this and we could do that, and I thought, Well, that's the Patriot Place.
Oh, I like that.
And it's the Patriot Place for Innovation. And we got another grant through the State Department, and this is the Perkins Grant. And it's $50,000 grant. And we're going to create a new innovation space for CTE STEM instruction. And that is going to open up officially January the 1st. And we're going to create new science, technology, engineering, and math, known as STEM, and have some more course offerings for our students and partner into our feeder school for East High School.
That is so awesome, because the opportunities are amazing once they get to high school to have an idea of what you want to go into and maximize that time while you're in high school is important. And that's what STEM provides. It's not just allowing you to focus on one thing. It's broadening your horizons to a variety of opportunities in essence. And so that's great. And I'm excited that that's happening. And my gosh, the great things that are happening for our kids. I always talk about they have more opportunity than we ever dreamed of having. Just think about this at a middle school. They have these facilities.
And we're blessed that we have partnerships with community members, partnerships with industries, partnerships with the high school, support from our school board and our central office, and Mr. Carter, our director of schools, that would allow us to dream big.
That's right.
And we surveyed our students, surveyed our teachers, and surveys getting ready to go out to our parents. If we could dream it, what would you like to have? And so we feel that we've got input from all of our stakeholders in the school and the community so that we can truly have a Patriot Place, a space that is for everyone, that's going to meet all of our students' needs.
That is beautiful. And that's the way it is, Dr. Nelson. If you dream it, it can happen. It really, really can. So talk to us a little bit more about other things going on at East Middle that people may not know about.
I do have to brag on our athletics just a little bit.
Sure.
We have a brand new swim team. We did not have a swim team at the middle school level. The swim team began this year. We have a coach. Talitha Pigford is our coach. She's also our chorus teacher. And in the first season, we are not just participating, we are excelling. We are making a statement at the swim meets. We are winning events. Students are setting records, personal records. Our second meet ever, it was a big meet with 22 schools represented. We won the Sportsmanship Award.
Oh, wow.
That was a big deal. I'm very proud of our swim team and the growth that our students have made. Our wrestling team is doing an amazing job. We have a huge meet this Friday night. We're 7-1 right now in our conference. Our basketball teams are doing a great job. Boys have a 7-1 record currently, setting some school records. You and I have talked about this before. Our two schools are almost like one campus.
Yeah,
they're so close together to where our students visit each other frequently. Our students know the high school students. They see them as role models and rock stars, and that's who they want to be like.
That's amazing. And I love it.
They look up to them and see them frequently.
Well, I love that, and I tell our guys that as well. You mentioned the swim team. I love it when they get off the bus and they come and they stand around the gym stairs. They go up and over and down as they make this perfect horseshoe. And they just stand there, and then we dismiss, and they get to watch the high schoolers in the eyes. I mean, it's like they're watching a movie. They're so enthralled, and it's like they're pointing at people like they recognize that they see. And I just love it. And it just shows this bond that we have. Yes, they look up to our kids, but our kids recognize them, and they wave at them and go over and we'll give them high fives. And they just feel so part of being in the high school. I think that's awesome. That was how I grew up. My first memories were there, the same way theirs are.
I think it's important to have those community connections. Our school is very young, but we are establishing a tradition in our school. We have a brand new logo, and we're creating that brand for our school. Even though we're all Patriots, we are definitely creating that middle school brand and that middle school identity. We are united as one school.
That's right.
But we're still Patriots.
That's exactly
right. And that
is
very important for us.
And that Patriot name will not just be at your campus or mine, it's something that will go with them forever. Like I say, it's a state of mind. It's not just a physical location. So if folks out there want to get involved or help out or do something to be involved at East Middle, is there anything they can do to do that?
Absolutely. We have a strong parent-teacher organization, and last year we have a newly formed athletic boosters, and it is growing. This year they are doing tremendous amount of work in our school, not just for athletics, but all around the school campus. They communicate with our school administration and the teachers regularly, always asking, what can we do? How can we help? And they look for needs in the school. So if you want to help around the school, please come and join our parent organization, our athletic booster organization. We love visitors. We love to have parents and volunteers to come and help us out.
That's awesome. You know what? When one of us succeeds, we all succeed.
Exactly.
Because we're all in this together. Dr. Nelson, thank you so much for what you do. We appreciate what you do for East Middle, but also for the Patriot Nation. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go Patriots.
We have more of Patriot Focus coming up. Stay tuned to 790 The Fan. You're listening to Patriot Focus, your home for all things Sullivan East High School. Here on 790 The Fan, listening at 93.7 FM. Lots of things going on at East High School, and that's not even including the sports. And Andy Hare is the principal at East High School. He's my co-host and interviewer, basically, at this point. But Andy's going to bring us our next segment here on Patriot Focus.
All right, Emily Jacobs is in the house with us. Emily, hello.
Hi, Mr. Hare. It's so good to be here, and thank you all for having me. I'm so excited.
Absolutely. You do so much. Oh, my gosh. There's nothing you haven't done. One of the big things you're part of is FFA. What are you doing with FFA?
So with FFA, actually last year, I convinced my teacher, Mike Smith, to let us get chickens for our greenhouse. And so we are hoping that this spring we're going to be having Patriot yolks, and we're going to be selling some eggs. We have about 5 hens and 1 rooster. And yes, I have named all of them.
Okay, that's what I was going to get at, because we've met Cluxley.
Yes.
So we need to meet another one,
Yes.
so stand by for that.
Absolutely. We got Cluxley, Hennifer, Hensley, Lucille, and Thelma, and Bob.
So Bob's the rooster?
Absolutely.
I hear he's a little cantankerous.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Do you talk to him?
I do. They're
Yeah.
my best friends, I'm telling you.
Do they respond? How do they respond?
Cluxley will. That's how she got her name.
So you brought in animals.
I did.
You brought in animals for us to take care of, and we can utilize those eggs.
And the poop for the fertilization of our greenhouse.
See, isn't that awesome? And then we can utilize what we grow in the greenhouse to help possibly grow things that, you know, might be good gifts.
Yes, like flowers for Mother's Day, or even just you got a girlfriend that you want to get them a beautiful bouquet. We're working on that. And then we also grow tomatoes and peppers and things that you can plant yourself and grow and watch it become beautiful and something you can utilize.
That is so great. So what got your interest into that?
So I've always lived on a farm. I have cows and miniature donkeys and goats. And my pappy was actually the one who taught me the importance of farming, and we had a huge garden with about 138 tomato plants one year.
Oh, wow.
And most of my summer was out in that field, but it was some of the best memories looking back on it now, in the sweat and the sun. I find it so beautiful to watch the process of growing your own food and enjoying it. And it's honestly, not to brag, but it is better than store-bought food.
Ain't nothing bragging about that. You ask all the ladies and gentlemen we've had in here from other countries and stuff, and what they miss. They miss that home-cooked stuff that their grandparents made, and all of it was homegrown things. We all miss that.
Yes.
It does taste better.
With our work-based learning, I actually got to do a summer job. I worked at Mud Hollow Farms with the Slagles, and so we had a hydroponic lettuce system, and I also worked up at the boat dock. So I would grow the lettuce from a seed in that hydroponic system, harvest it, and then I would sell it with salads and sandwiches. And it was just kind of like a bittersweet moment of watching the full circle of life and the enjoyment people get out of it.
It's like having a child.
It is.
You've got your baby. You've raised it from a seedling. You've nurtured and loved it and grown it, and then you sell it, and somebody eats it. It's the circle of life. It's beautiful. We're looking at doing that and getting into that here at East as well.
Yes.
With our culinary arts program with
They have been
Patriot
using,
yolks.
yeah, they've been using them. We actually used it for my world language.
Yeah.
We made omelets, so that was
Weren't
fun.
those good omelets?
They were delicious.
The best you've ever had.
Yeah, they were awesome.
So we're looking at expanding from that and utilizing like the vegetables and the peppers and herbs and other spices and things that we can grow there to be a little more self-sustaining. It makes you appreciate things a little more too, doesn't it?
It does, absolutely. When you grow it with your own hands, you kind of look at it differently. You don't see it as, oh, I just walked to the store, it took me 2 minutes. It's like, it took 3 months to grow this one pepper, and I'm going to enjoy it with all my heart.
It does. I think that's why it tastes better. Now, is it hard to learn how to do these things?
No, honestly, I walked into Smith's class, and he was so open and welcoming, and the first thing he told us was, you all are enrolled in FFA automatically. He said, you're in the class, so welcome. And he was so calm and was really great at explaining everything. And if you had a question, you could just ask him, and he was able to explain everything so simply. It made it so much easier to learn.
What do you do with FFA outside of what you're doing at school and you've already told us about?
Yes, so this December we're actually going to be in a competition, and it's not only plants and animals that FFA deals with. I will be entered in the competition for interviewing for a job, and so I get to make my own resume and get to sit in front of these judges. They will ask me questions, and I get to have an interview with them. So FFA really isn't just about plants, but also about the leadership, being a leader in today's world and being able to sustain yourself on what you do with yourself.
Exactly. So how have you utilized that to branch out into the school community and into the community outside of the school, even with that leadership experience?
With the leadership experience, I've actually went to the Appalachian Fair, and I ran for Fairs of the Fair, which was a wonderful experience, and Mr. Smith actually came and supported me there. And so I get to take that, and then I also get to have my own garden at home to where I get to focus more on individual plants that I would like to study. And if I ever have questions with them, I can just ask Smith, take photos of it, or cattle, or anything. Smith is always open for questions.
Talk to us about what you've done spiritually that you've been led to do.
Every Wednesday mornings at 7:30, I have started a midweek worship group. I will gather up 3 songs throughout the week that I pray on and I listen to, and I connect them all through a message. And every Wednesday morning, Mr. Hare has allowed me to use the TV in the conference area, and so I get to play worship music, and the people that come, we get to have our own time of worship and have that kind of moment to pause in the middle of the week and realize that, hey, we're okay. God has blessed us with a beautiful week, and we're ready to keep
That's
going.
right.
It's a midweek pick-me-up.
And you do that before school starts, right?
Yes, at 7:30.
7:30 a.m.
Yes, sir.
I think that's inspirational for people to see the courage that you all have. People my age have lost a lot of that courage to stand up for what they believe in, to have those convictions, to take ideas and see them through to application, because we get beat up over time. But we didn't have people like you when we were your age doing these things to show us how we can overcome these difficult times. You know, the best yes you'll ever hear is after you've been told no 100 times. It's getting back up and having that strength, and you show that. You've probably, I would assume, not everything's been perfect in your life, has it?
No, sir, it has not.
And so you would be able to just lay down and just quit, but you've not. Do you use those experiences to help other people?
I do. I know that my strength comes from God, and so with midweek, at the beginning, I'm not going to lie, it was rough. I didn't have anyone coming, and I really felt like I was doing it for nothing, but I had to really just trust in God, and what truly came to mind is where there are 2 or more gathered there, so am I. And so that really kept me going, and it has just grown from that, and I even have up to 5 to 8 people that come now, and even though it's small, it is growing slowly, and it is still new, but I'm just so thankful for God that He has allowed me to do this and be a leader for the world.
We appreciate that, Emily. Thank you so much. So tell us this. What's next for Emily Jacobs in the future? When you get out of high school, what's the next step for you?
I'm hoping to take a career in agriculture. My dad works at Baker's construction site, and I would like to kind of go and see what are my opportunities there. There's a job opportunity that there's a woman who has it filled right now, and I get to kind of further with that. And I would like to finish work sites and be able to sow grass and make it look beautiful again after.
Reclaim the property.
Yes.
Yeah, naturally. There's all kinds of projects and construction going on at East, and we're building a classroom up there in the CTE world.
Yes, we are.
And they were unloading a truck, and the maintenance worker said, "That girl, I think her name's Emily. She just jumped right in there and grabbed that 50-pound bag of concrete and just took it like it's nothing. She was carrying multiple blocks at a time, and these boys couldn't keep up with her."
That's my job.
Exactly.
I try to out-carry them sometimes.
Well, you did. You did. Well, Emily, you are such a blessing to Sullivan East High School. Thank you.
Thank you.
Every time we do a Patriot Focus, there's another cool thing that is going on, another amazing thing that is going on at East High School, and that's the whole point of Patriot Focus, letting you know about some of those things that are going on. We have more of Patriot Focus coming up. We'll dip back into sports here in a little bit, so stay tuned. You're listening to 790 The Fan. Welcome back to Patriot Focus here on 790 The Fan, and we have on the air the first time in over 4 years, plus a football season, our athletic director, Kim Carrier, is here. Howdy, ma'am. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. I am so happy you're here.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
You know, most broadcasters will talk to their athletic director all the time. We don't, because you're doing everything. You're on the ground. You're doing the meeting before the game. You're doing, dealing with concessions. You're trying to figure out all sorts of different things, trying to figure out the money for all of it. So, my goal has always been, I'm going to go cover the games, but I'm going to stay as far out of the way as I can. Just put me in my little corner in the press box and be done with it, because you do so much. And I told you after one of the football games, I don't understand, but I can tell how much you do for the school. So officially on the air, thank you for everything you do.
You.
Because it's a job that you might think, those of you listening, that, oh, she's the athletic director. She's just there from 3:30 to, after the game ends, turn the lights off and go home. No, that is not what your schedule at all, is it?
No, my schedule is it's very different. I'm not sure what my schedule is actually supposed to be, but I try to always be there no later than 8:30 in the morning, and sometimes I leave at 1 o'clock at night. That's about usually when I leave for football.
Yeah.
So football's the longest.
Give us an idea from an athletic director's standpoint, what a football game, how it works.
Well, obviously there's a lot of moving parts to even just a regular old high school football game. I am blessed to have amazing coaches and people who help me. Mm-hmm. I know that you see me doing a lot of things, but there would be absolutely no way I could get any of it done without them. We usually start setting up first period, and we go out and start setting up the tents, the tables, making sure that the clock works and everything. Second period, our head football coach, Coach Simmons, helps me set up. There's not a lot of schools where the head football coach helps, but he does. We making sure that we have everything for our announcers, coordinating with the opposing team, the band, the cheerleaders, our dance team. There's just a lot. Making sure our officials are taken care of, the press box, that you all have food up there. Our parents from our football team have taken that over, and they have been doing an amazing job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they feed you all well up there. They take really good care of you and our officials, and I know how much they appreciate that. It's a busy job. There's a lot to it. Football is the hardest sport to set up for, even though you only do it 5 times.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, but I have the best people that I work with who help me every single time we have a game.
Yeah. It's fun to watch, it's tiring to watch, and it's inspiring to watch all at once. It takes a special kind of person to do that. And it takes a person that, a lot of times, lives here and has lived here forever, because we have known each other longer than anybody I've known anybody at East, because you grew up not far from where I did and riding bicycles through my subdivision, and friends with my sisters, all that stuff. And when I found out that you were the athletic director, I thought, oh boy, that is awesome. So it's like when they told me Andy Hare was the principal, I thought, wow, somebody I know is the principal. Yes, that is awesome. And it's the same thing because it's people from here. Mm-hmm. And how does being from here affect how you do all of the job as being the athletic director, if that makes any sense?
I've done work, in other people's homes, or if you're going to go do some work someplace else or clean someone else's home or whatever, you're always going to try to take care of your home better than you would, anyone else's.
Yeah.
Everything that you do that for your home, you want it to be the best because this is, how much it means to you. And that's how I feel about East. It's my home.
Yeah.
And so everything that I try to do there is not just because it's my job. I'm blessed that it's my job, but I don't think of it as that.
Yeah.
I just think of it as we want to, when people come to visit our home, how do they see us? How do they perceive us? What are we putting out there? Are the bleachers cleaned? Have we done this? Have we done that? Because it is. I mean, I consider it my home. I spend enough time there. It's very, very important to me. So I think it's very different. Especially if you go to a school, that's where your alma mater, and you come back to work.
Yeah,
it feels different.
Yeah, I feel that because through the radio stations we have here, I have been involved in sports with so many teams around Sullivan County, around the area, Southwest Virginia, and when it was finally we're going to do East, I'm like, I'm back home, and literally once a sport. I'll take the headphones off. I'll look up either at the sky or at the roof of the gym and realize how awesome this is. One of my favorite people in sports broadcasting, David Jackson, he used to do play-by-play for App State, where he graduated from. If you were to listen to both him and me, you would hear some of him and how I call a game. I told him after probably 2 months of football, my first year, I said, dude, why did you not tell me how much fun it is to call games for your alma mater? This is the greatest thing ever. I mean, I told people when I was a teenager I wanted to be in radio and I wanted to do sports on the radio. I never dreamed that 2 years later I would see my supervisor doing our game against Crockett in 97 where we scored a 2-point conversion to win the game. And that would lead to an entire job that I have now. You've had some interesting jobs. Tell us about a few of them.
Went to Milligan, and the day after I graduated from Milligan, I went to the Johnson City Police Department and worked there for almost 10 years, which I loved. I absolutely loved being a police officer, and they're still some of the most important people to me. And then decided that I didn't know if I wanted to be a 50-year-old police officer, so went back to school and got my master's degree in school counseling because my father, one of his master's degrees is in school counseling. And I thought, that's a great way to get in and start coaching. Didn't have to be in a classroom every day. Got to work with kids, and all I wanted to do, I just missed basketball so much. I just wanted to start coaching. So went through ETSU, got my master's, then was hired at Daniel Boone High School as interim, and then got a job there for 4 years as a school counselor and basketball coach there. So I was blessed to get to work with 3 great coaches over there and learned a ton. And then moved to California, coached basketball there for a while, had some different jobs there, started making my way back across the country to Middle Tennessee where I coached basketball and was a school counselor, and finally made it back to East High School.
And that is our athletic director, Kim Carrier. We're going to have more with her coming up. I see the wheels turning in Andy's head. He's got questions he's going to ask, and we're going to have him do that coming up here on 790 The Fan. It's Patriot Focus. Back here on Patriot Focus, our final segment, we're going to turn things over to the Braves Clubhouse Report at the top of the hour. So we hope you will stay tuned for that before we get back to Fox Sports at about 7:30 tonight here on 790 The Fan. Had one segment with our athletic director. We have a call to action that we'll be bringing out too. So lots of different stuff coming up here on our last segment of Patriot Focus. Can't wait to get into it, Andy.
All right, Coach, you graduated from what high school?
Sullivan East High School.
That's right. What did you do when you were a student there? What were you involved in?
Athletics.
So what all?
Yes, so I played 3 sports for 4 years, volleyball, basketball, and softball. I went straight from one to the next. Basketball was my favorite, but whatever sport I was in, I loved it. And then by the time it was time for that sport to end, I was ready for the next one. To me, it's kind of like the changing of the seasons. I think that you should play as many sports as you possibly can. Unfortunately now, the kids sometimes think, well, I'm not that good. That's not my best sport. Every single sport that you play builds on the other sport, makes you better. I was truly, truly blessed to play 4 years, 3 sports, and have amazing coaches, too, while I was there.
You did, and I
did.
I knew every one of them, and they were fantastic. Being part of 3 sports, and like you said, you'd go from one season to the other. Why are we not seeing as much as that anymore, do you think?
I think it has a lot to do with the thought that I need to focus and specialize in one sport. You know, travel ball, it never ends. So when I played, you went from volleyball to basketball to softball. In the summer, you had your designated time for volleyball and for basketball. We have somehow gotten to this mindset that if I'm going to be good, then that's all I can do is just play one sport. And it's really the opposite.
That's right. And you look at all the greats out there in anything, whatever it may be, they did more than one thing.
Absolutely. Yes.
I was watching a thing on Allen Iverson, and AI was the man. But he was probably a better football player than a basketball player, and that's what he wanted to do. And we forget that. And I don't know who sold us that bill of goods that we can't play more than one sport. But, boy, it's been sold. But I'm seeing more and more people not buying it anymore, and you're seeing more kids be multi-sport athletes. I think that's great.
No, I do too.
And I'm glad that you did. And I remember you went to Milligan. You played basketball, right?
Yes.
Were you teammates even at Milligan with people that played more than one sport?
Oh, yes. We had several who my roommate, Doniva Bays, who's now the coach at Milligan for volleyball, she was amazing volleyball and basketball. We actually, gosh, I can't remember her name. I was a freshman and she was a senior. She played all 3 sports at Milligan at that point, and she was an amazing athlete. Yes, we had several who played multiple sports in college.
Exactly, and you're seeing that, and even today, those young ladies and young men played more than one sport in high school. So I don't know who's been telling people not to do that, but they're not telling you the truth. But I appreciate that testimony and that experience that you had. So you've been AD at East for how many years now?
This is my 6th year.
6th year. And things feel better when you're at home and hurt worse. So it makes it difficult to find that balance of being the AD and then being the AD where you're from. How have you been able to balance that?
There's no way around. It's very difficult because of the time that has to be put in. Athletics never stop. Mike asked me, he says, you think you come in at 3:30, there's no way. You have to be there in the morning. You have to be there for your coaches. It is hard because you do take the losses personally. You take the comments, from out in the world personally. These are our people. These coaches and these athletes, they're our family.
Yep.
And it's hard to find that balance of still being able to just trying to get your oil changed in your car at some point, going out into the world and getting off Weaver Pike. But I am blessed to have coaches who help me. And sometimes, I'll get to go out and do things because they'll take a little bit off of me. But it's very difficult. And this is a position that I didn't understand either until I started doing it, what all goes into it.
Right.
And whether right or wrong, it does become your whole life.
It does, and you take pride in it, too. And it's not just a job, it's your call. Would you say that's fair, that this isn't just something you do, that this is something that's more than just a job, that it might be who you are?
Athletics has always been, besides my family, the most important thing in my life. I love sports. I love coaches. I love athletes. I love being around sports. I love talking about sports. And besides being a coach, this is what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
It kind of just happened in a very strange way, but I'm blessed that it did.
Well, I'm glad it has. You've been outstanding, and I'm very proud of you. And I'm glad to call you a colleague and a friend and, a teammate of mine, because we're in this together. And I'm very proud of you. And, you make us look good, so thank you.
Well, thanks.
You were talking about your game day routine. And I like to bring out to people that the amount of folks that come to a football game, for example, is equal to that come to graduation. And we're planning graduation as we speak. Okay, you have to do that 5 times in 2 months. And not to mention, every game, there's also a community event planned. There's people getting honored. There's people getting recognized. Every team has media. 3 of our home games are on TV every year. We have TV studio that's there, radio station. Mm-hmm. So thankful for you guys. Every team has that. There's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, and you're the one that has to keep everybody in order and make it all happen. And I know that can be difficult, especially when we're kind of limited on staff and help. So how could people jump in and maybe give you a hand?
There's a lot of areas where we could use help at our school. I know that people sometimes are like, I know I want to help, I just don't know what to do. How do I go about that? And you may have an athlete playing a specific sport and only want to help in that sport. Anytime that you want to help, we have anyone who has athletes there, students there, grandparents of an athlete, anything like that. All you have to do is just reach out to me, reach out to the coach, and just say, what can I do to help? There are so many people who we need just to make a game happen, from selling tickets to running the clock to being the PA to working concessions. It's a lot, and you don't realize that. Now when I watch games or any kind of event on TV, I look and I'm like, oh my gosh, someone had to put that up. Someone had to do this. Someone had to do that. And just things I never thought about before.
Last night we played. Mm-hmm. This was a Hall of Champions basketball game. And I counted, there were 15 people there in a official capacity. And I'm not counting myself or you that were there that had to do these things you're talking about. A football game is about 3 times that many.
Yes.
So we're talking close to 50 people that we need each game to make these things happen. That's a tall undertaking.
It's a lot of people, and there's something that we can use, anyone for. There's a lot of things, and they said, well, I couldn't help with this. There's so many things that could just help take a little something off of our plate, and they could just reach out to me. They can reach out to, their coach who can come to me, and we would be more than happy to have anyone help us. The easiest way to get a hold of me is to email me at kim.carrier@sullivank12.net. If they call me, I'm not in the office a whole bunch, so it's 423-354-1910, and that'll go straight to my office number. And just leave me a message, let me know, who they are, what they're thinking about, what they might want to help with, and I'll get back in touch with them. That'll be great.
And you're great at that. You always return a call. We're talking about all the things that have to happen, and guess what? They all happen because of this great community. Mm-hmm. So if you want to continue to be part of that, or if you're not and you want to be, Coach Carrier told you how to do that. So thank you.
Thanks to Coach Carrier, again, like I said before, for everything you do. And I've told people regularly that you need like 2 assistants.
I'll take them.
Many schools in our conference, they have that. They have multiple secretaries. They have their own bookkeeper. They have assistant ADs. Mm-hmm. We have Coach Carrier.
Yeah.
That's how important she is. That's how powerful she is. There's nobody can match her.
Absolutely correct.
And we appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you all.
You're listening to Patriot Focus here on 790 The Fan. Thanks for tuning in. We've got the Braves Clubhouse Report coming up next, so we hope you'll stay tuned.